This old building is like many you'll find in towns and villages throughout Illinois. Its weather-beaten facade doesn't speak of its importance, yet thousands of Carthage alumni have earned their degrees because Lutheran pioneers worked for 10 years to establish a college in this very building in Hillsboro, Illinois. Chartered in 1847 as the Literary and Theological Institute of the Lutheran Church in the Far West, its name soon was changed to Hillsboro College, and would change again. It was here that Carthage was born. The early years were difficult. With no endowment or investments, the college was totally dependent on tuition and periodic gifts from Lutheran congregations. By 1851, the administration decided to relocate to the more prosperous town of Springfield, Illinois, and take the new name of Illinois State University. One of the major reasons for moving to Springfield was financial support. 60 donors each pledged $300 to finance the move. Abraham Lincoln, former congressman and now a successful lawyer, was one of those donors. He enrolled his eldest son, Robert Todd, in the preparatory school of the university in 1852. Abraham Lincoln continued to support the college and served on the board of trustees until his election to the presidency in 1860. Despite the optimism following the move to Springfield, the college struggled with its identity, mission, and plan. While the nation struggled with the Civil War, the college experienced its own battles. After more than a decade of strife, in 1870, the college undertook a fresh start in Carthage, Illinois, taking on the name of its new home and setting course for a bright future. This is where the college took off. The broad ideas of the founders were intact: academic rigor, personal attention, service to the world. Here in Carthage, Illinois, there was room to grow, room to build, a classroom building, residence halls, athletic fields, and evergreen walk. Still, the prime focus of the college was its students, whether in the classroom, on the athletic field, in the laboratory, on the stage, or developing social graces. Students came first. Legendary professors pushed students to strengthen their minds and open their hearts to the world. The choice of Carthage, Illinois as the home of the college was a good one. Carthage was the county seat of Hancock County. The region had a large Lutheran population, and local citizens offered strong financial support. 50 years later, America was changing. Many more colleges and universities were competing to attract resources. Economic changes and the remoteness of the campus made it difficult to recruit both students and faculty from across the nation. Carthage had to change too. The arrival of President Harold Lentz in 1952 prompted discussions of that change. Early in the Lentz administration, it became clear that the college had to move to survive. This was not a popular idea, but Dr. Lentz was both a dreamer and pragmatist. He had the intelligence to plan, the diplomatic skills to gather support, and the courage to follow through. In 1953, a search committee began reviewing sites for a new campus near Chicago. In 1957, Lentz and trustee chairman Rolf Dockmo visited Kenosha and were driven to the proposed site of the college. When Mr. Dockmo first saw the parkland on the shore of Lake Michigan, he turned to Dr. Lentz and shouted, "This is it." 9 months later, the trustees approved the move to Kenosha. It was a decision that not only saved the college, but paved the way for a half-century of spectacular growth. During the next 20 years, Carthage thrived in the heart of the Chicago-Milwaukee corridor. Harold Lentz was its visionary, cheerleader, and ambassador. The college raised funds, buildings took shape, and traditions from the Illinois campus took root in Kenosha. Students were more active and involved than ever, and prospective students came from Chicago, Milwaukee, and beyond. Professors were recruited with care, and the faculty increased in number. The curriculum was strengthened, preserving the founders' vision of academic rigor. Important and lasting partnerships were forged, with Carthage becoming part of the community. And the college became more visible, starting graduates on paths to success throughout the U.S. The college flourished during its first decades in Kenosha, enjoying an era of unprecedented growth. By the late 1980s, though, enrollment had declined. New ideas were needed. The appointment of a new president in 1987 would prove a turning point in Carthage's 165-year history. F. Gregory Campbell, a senior administrator at the University of Chicago, came to Carthage with ambitious goals to boost the college's stature. In every facet of performance, those goals have been surpassed. During the past 25 years, full-time student enrollment has tripled. Applications to Carthage have surged. Carthage receives more applications than any other liberal arts college in Wisconsin. Incoming students are better prepared than ever. Mean test scores and high school grade point averages for incoming freshmen have risen steadily during the past 2 decades. The past 25 years have seen the most ambitious schedule of campus improvements since the college's first decade in Kenosha nearly 50 years ago. More than a dozen major construction projects have been completed, all in harmony with the early campus and preserving the park-like environment. This type of success has not come easily, nor by accident. From the start, astute financial management has been a guiding principle of the Campbell era. The college has balanced each annual budget for more than 20 consecutive years. All capital projects since the completion of the Tarbell Athletic and Recreation Center have been fully funded without adding to long-term debt. Despite market contractions at the beginning and end of the past decade, Carthage's endowment has grown dramatically, reaching $52 million in 2011. Throughout the Campbell presidency, Carthage has maintained its primary commitment to quality undergraduate teaching. It has refined a core curriculum focused on great books, developed a rigorous writing program, and promoted research opportunities for all students, culminating in the senior thesis. The distinctive Western Heritage program has become a hallmark of Carthage. The faculty has grown substantially in number and stature, invigorated by a new generation of professors selected with care from the world's leading graduate programs. Collegiate learning assessment results show Carthage students' gains in critical thinking, analytical reasoning, problem solving, and written communication were in the top 8% of colleges and universities nationwide. These are, to be sure, smart students, but more importantly, and consistent with values that have endured for 165 years, they also are well-rounded students. Good people with strong character and ambitions that extend beyond careers and self-interest. They contribute to their fields of study through undergraduate research. They sing at Carnegie Hall. They fly with NASA. They learn life lessons outside the classroom. They serve others locally, nationally, and internationally, building both their own character and the reputation of the college. The past 25 years have seen a strengthening of the college's Lutheran identity and the development of a broad array of worship and service opportunities. Carthage now has connections with more than 1,300 torchbearers in Lutheran churches throughout the Midwest, and has extended personal greetings to more than 50,000 Lutheran confirmands. Just as the founders of Carthage dreamed of a small college that would improve the fortunes of individuals, churches, communities, and the larger world, that dream endures. And as surely as the sun rises over Lake Michigan each morning, new dreams are being born at Carthage. Today's dreams are possible because of the commitment of previous generations. They were courageous people, inspired by big dreams, steadied by deep faith, and devoted to the success of the college. We can honor their hard work and sacrifice by embracing those virtues in our own time. That's the Carthage way, to dream bigger, reach higher, striving to meet the needs of today's students and preparing for those of generations to come. In 2012, we celebrate 165 years of faith, courage, and imagination, and the remarkable progress made possible by great leaders. Join us in celebrating Carthage. 165 years of dreams fulfilled, and many more on the horizon.